Hello class, welcome to CIT 58B, Computer Forensics. This is Mr. DeVoe-Peterson and I'll be your instructor. We're looking at Canvas right now, the class shell, and your home page will be the modules with the weekly format. You're listening and watching this video here. You'll be sent this email message to your school email address. It's also here. And we have a course syllabus and some campus resources. Now I'm going to come back to the syllabus. So let me just kind of walk through this. The first week, your job is to get into Cengage MindTap, to get registered, because you have some assignments there. So I'm going to jump into it right now. You can see that there's kind of an overview, a listing of what to do this week. Register Cengage MindTap. And there's a couple of training videos to watch, and then a live virtual lab prerequisite for you to complete. That is graded. So make sure you take a look at that. And coming out of that, let's go to week 2. We'll just jump through a couple weeks so you get an idea how this flows. And I'll always list the assignments and the due dates at the top of each week. So here we have me talking a little bit about your ebook, Chapter 1. Every chapter we do in that week, you're going to have a PowerPoint to accompany that and a chapter study guide. Now the study guide are actual Word documents of the questions that you can use and look up as you go through it, as you're going through the ebook. So we'll get into the ebook. I'll show you that too, but let's look at the week 2 assignments just to kind of look ahead. So this is just telling you a little bit about what you're going to be reading about computer forensics and learning the difference between private sector and public sector. A little beginning information so you understand it. Another link to the Cengage MindTap, a due date, and this is the chapter you'll be reading. You'll be completing a live virtual lab for week 2. 1.1 and it's a practice quiz. So within the Cengage MindTap, you'll have practice quizzes. And that's mainly to kind of give you a sense of how well you understood the information. You're going to get a quiz in the Cengage site on chapters 1 and 2 together in week 4. But this is for you just to take after you finish the materials in that individual week for that particular chapter or modules, like Cengage likes to call it. So it's a practice quiz, meaning it does not count in your grades. So let me jump out of here and let's go to week 3. And you see I have a little bit more here. Not only do you have chapter 2, but you have a short essay to complete. You'll have some videos on Breaking Bad, which you might find entertaining. There is some language in one of them. And then an article to read and a short essay to write. So looking at the week 3 assignments, and I'll go all the way to week 4, and they kind of repeat after that. We'll finish the cycle so you can kind of get a feel of the rhythm of the class. So week 3, you're going to learn about the investigator's laboratory. You'll take, again, a practice quiz after you go through the ebook. You'll read it. You'll complete the practice quiz, hopefully. I don't require it. I suggest you do it, though. That doesn't count in your grade. And then you'll have a short essay to complete. And next week, on week 4, is when you have the graded quizzes, and you'll have 2. Let's back out of here. Let's go back to week 3, and you see I have a little narration for you to watch. Here's the short essay for you to go into, and we'll jump into that so you can see it. There are some videos and article for you to click on and read all the way through page 5, chain of custody. It's really important that you do that to get a feel for that. Now, let's go to week 4. And you'll kind of see the cycle of this class. We'll do a few chapters. We'll do a few chapters. You'll do the reading. You'll look at the PowerPoints. You do the practice quiz. You'll do kind of a hands-on virtual live a task to complete with servers through practice labs based in the UK. So you do need a computer with internet access. So then we get to week 4, and there are just two quizzes to take. I think it's 30 questions each, multiple choice, true, false. For each chapter, an hour, 60 minutes, that is for each quiz. So not hard. It's your week to kind of study and get ready for that quiz. And then once we finish that, now we're at week 4, right? You have kind of the same repetition. You'll have a chapter 4 to read, do an assignment, chapter 6 to read, do some assignments, and then you'll have quiz week and a short essay there. So that's kind of how the class works with the weekly modules for you to see on Canvas. Let me jump to Cengage MindTap. So this is also, you need to register this in the first week. This is also laid out in a weekly format. For week 1, due on the 18th, we have to read about the live virtual labs, so kind of a quick start study guide, watch a video on the labs, and then take a prerequisite live virtual machine lab. And let me jump right in there and take a look at it. Let's see what it looks like. It's going to load up. I'm going to start my assignment. It's going to reach across the pond to the UK. Hopefully fire up some labs. We'll see. Checking server availability. So yeah, I am jumping to the UK right now. And you'll see restart it. Yes, delete the other one. And we should see some servers up here. This one's starting up, all right? PLabs A01. So this is kind of the interface for the practice labs, and it lets you see the learning outcomes from it, the duration, a little bit about an overview of how to work with live virtual labs. You see there's 4 sections here, so I'll go to the next one. We should have a little discussion of the servers, and here they are. Here are the servers. This one is starting up, as you can see. Let's go to section 2. Or 3 rather. Let's come here. Here are the servers, right? We talk about what they do here. 2016 servers, both standalone, user interface. Let's look at kind of the physical structure or layout of the lab, all right? You have a section over here. You got the devices. You have the instructions on the left. You should have, let me come down here. I'm going to jump ahead. You'll want to go slowly through this. Looking at setting, some quizzes, right? So you want to submit these quiz questions when you get to them, all right? And I think we have one more section. Let me jump to section 4. Again, you'll have some quiz questions here to submit and show that you're complete. So this is a practice lab. So you actually get eyes on to see what it looks like. I'm going to get out of this, complete this, and I'm going to exit out because I'm not going to complete it all the way. That's it. And you'll have one most weeks when there's a chapter to cover, except for chapter 2. So let's get to chapter 1. There is a live virtual lab for that. You've got some reading to do. Well, let's go into the ebook. So you can see that, all right? So this, you can click on the links. There's an overview, and you can see there's some links to talk about some additional information. The 4th Amendment gives you a little definition here. Search warrants, how they work. You know, when you see these highlighted terms and they have pop up extra additional information, it'd really be good to click on those, because many times these terms, let's find some more, data recovery, these terms that you see are test question answers. They're going to show up as like this is a good one. And inculpatory evidence, right? That means incriminating. Exculpating evidence, meaning that it clears the suspect. So if you click on it, it talks about that, what it is, right? Really important to click on these links and go through this. A little history on computer forensics. Well, that goes back in time, doesn't it? Look at that apple. Yeah, see, isn't that amazing? So I'm going to jump out of here by clicking on the X. I'm back here. This is the reading. This is am I in week 1? Okay, let's go back to week 2. This is the reading, the live virtual lab you go into. This is a review. This is basically another PowerPoint, same one you're going to see on Canvas, but a different format. And then this is the practice quiz. Take them. I think the quiz will help you know and assess, where am I in this class? Did I get through that and understood what I just read and looked at? Week 3, you notice that there's also some reading. There's a PowerPoint. There's a module quiz in week 4. I suggest, and here I tell you that you need to log into Canvas at Fresno City College and take the quiz there. So this is week 4. Let's go back to Canvas. Let's look at it. Let's come down here to week 4 and look, here they are. All right. So, here they are, week 4, quiz 1, quiz 2. And they open up on the 2nd of September and close up on the 8th of September. Now, these are due at 11:59 Sunday, right? So you got all weekend to do it. Before you start the chapter labs, if you think you might have a problem with them, start them before Friday so you can get a hold of me and ask me questions. It's really critical that you do that so I can give you some feedback. So let me come back up to the very top and let's get to the most exciting part. Well, maybe not, but the course outline. Let me walk through it. But it's a way for you to understand how the class is structured, and you'll see here what's repeated is a weekly format. You know, the introduction here to the class, registration, and Cengage MindTap. And these are graded assignments here on the right, right? The live virtual lab prerequisite, right? For week 2, you had the virtual lab for chapter 1, or Module 1. For week 3, we're in Module 2. There is no lab, so I put the short essay here for you to complete. Instead of ordinarily for the rest of this class, you'll see short essay for quiz weeks. I moved it up to week 3 because I need a way to have a graded assignment for you for attendance. So that's where it is. All right, so deadlines are highlighted and in yellow, and the date is bolded for you so you know when they are. These are all the quizzes. These are all the assignments. This is when the final is. This is when it's due. So this introduction to the class, methods used to conduct computer forensics investigation in a nutshell. You'll learn that. You'll learn a little bit about the law, about search warrants and things like that. This is the course link to register. I do repeat it again on page 5. We'll get there in just a few minutes. Here's my email address. And I'm suggesting that you email me, that you not use Canvas messaging, because sometimes I don't get those messages. They don't flow through. It's not actually an email client. It's a messaging program. Here's the office number to reach me and my Zoom number, some important dates for you. And then about the class, we are 100% online. We don't meet, though if you have some questions, I encourage you to see me during office hours, which I didn't. I skipped that, didn't I? Office hours, Wednesday and Thursday from 8 to 9:15. If that works, if not, call me or use the Zoom link to get a hold of me. Now, let's see, where did I leave off? Yeah, 100% online. There'll be some Zoom recordings over the chapters. Your assignments are on the Cengage website at their MindTap client. Check Canvas regularly, check your emails to find out what's going on. And then, be able to do an online class like this, you need a computer and broadband internet connection. And again, what you just saw a few minutes ago, weekly assignments have due dates are highlighted in yellow. And this is telling you that we are used in the Guide to Computer Forensics and Investigations, and there is a link for you on page 5. So here's a generic website for getting onto the Cengage site. You have weekly assignments, and if you don't complete weekly assignments and a 4th week goes by and you haven't done that, I can drop you from class, which I prefer not to do. So make sure you don't skip the weekly assignments. If you do wish to drop and you plan to do it, just know that it is your responsibility to drop the class. Now, why do I have to mention that? Because if we get to week 9, there's a drop deadline at the end of week 9. If that is the 4th week you're going to miss, and you're getting an A up to that, and I'm not sure what you're planning, I may wait until the 10th week and try to get a hold of you to find out what you're planning, because it's really odd someone would miss that many assignments and be getting an A, but I may not know. So just know that you'll have to be sure you drop yourself, okay? I hope that makes sense. Okay, grading policy. The virtual machine labs that we do, that I showed you into the first one for week 1, that's 40% of your grade, a big chunk. And the labs are important. It gives you hands-on, so that's why I do that. The chapter quizzes on Canvas are 35% of your grade. The short essays are 5%. They're easy to do, so please don't skip them. And the final exam's 20%. So this is kind of a review of where your assignments are. The virtual labs are on Cengage. The ebook, of course, is on Cengage. The practice quizzes are on Cengage. They do not count in your grade. Then on Canvas, you have the chapter study guides, the questions that I can ask you, but not the answers. Short essays, at least half a page or a page, single-spaced. Chapter quizzes, the actual quizzes are on Canvas, and they are 30 points each except for the final. Multiple choice true false, and 60 minutes for each chapter quiz. So the first set of quizzes on chapters 1 and 2, you'll get 60 minutes for each of the quizzes. Final exam is just going to be in the last 3 chapters we cover, 14, 15, and 16 in your ebook. And you have 2 hours to complete it, though I think I set it up for 60 minutes for each quiz. Okay, so assignments due Sunday just before midnight on Sundays, except for the final, which is due Wednesday of the finals week on December 11th. No extra credit. Make sure you get the assignments completed when they've been assigned. It's really important, because you have to learn scheduling skills if you're going to work in information technology. You have to plan ahead. You have to kind of learn. That's got to be muscle memory, that you plan ahead and be responsible for things that have to get done. There are updates that have to do to servers. There's things you'll have to do by certain deadlines. If you're involved in forensics, there's court deadlines. It's really critical you don't lose track of those. So be mindful of that. Okay, we're at page 5. So now this is the link to get into the course. I also have that on Canvas for you, and I'll show you that in a bit. It will give you a two-way temporary access, but you do have to pay for it by then. And if you don't lose your work, but you can't do any work. So it's really critical that you pay for it. And here's some help from this Cengage website for you. And here's some links, more links about navigating the course and using it. Here's a tech number for you, like for instance, you've got pop-up blockers on and you need to turn that off. They'll help you walk through how to do that on your computer. Information about your browser, requirements for your system for the course. Right, that part's kind of important. If the system seems down, you can come here and do a tech check and see if the system's off. It has happened in the past. You know, come Sunday, I get an email from students, "Hey, the system's down, Mr. DeVoe-Peterson." I'll go here and I'll check the tech check, and I thought, oh, sure enough, it is. And I'll extend the assignments an extra day. I may catch it before you, but typically you tell me, because you're doing it on a weekend and I'm not looking at it then, and that's when things go south on computers, and that's when we know about that. So that's why don't wait Saturday to start this. Get done early. If your internet goes out, if your computer should fail, that's not an excuse for not getting the work done. Have a backup plan. Now, where could you go? Maybe you have an extra computer. Maybe you have one at work that your boss will let you use. Maybe you come to the computer lab at the Fresno City College library and use that. There are ways you can do this. So just think ahead about that. I've had my internet go out and I've had to get some stuff online, so I had to go to Starbucks. And I did tether off my cell phone. I didn't use the free Wi-Fi. That's typically not a good idea. You'll learn that in this class. So I just use tethering if I need it. No cheating, all right? You know what that's all about. Ethics, don't practice any of these skills outside. A safe environment, and don't do it in the wild. Policies, if you have a Mac or PC, I think either one should work fine. But if one should go out, find an alternative computer and internet access you can get to. These are some objectives that you're going to be learning and will have been covered in this class. Some learning outcomes and intellectual properties. All right, so that is the syllabus. Let me back out of here, right here. And let me come to week 1 on the assignments. I think I might have skipped over that. Did I put it here? Registration. Nope, I did not. Where did I put it? Hold on. There's a Cengage. Oh, here it is, right below it. I added the Cengage MindTap registration link here also. That's in the syllabus on page 5. It's the same link. You'll click and you'll go to. So let's go here. That's exam. It's got a special link here in the URL address to this class. So that's what that's about. Let me back out of here and come back here. So that's another way to get to the link to register, in case you don't know where that was on a syllabus. Page 5, by the way. Go through the syllabus. You have questions, you know how to reach me. Several different ways. Come find me in my office. There are also different times, not just those times, Wednesday and Thursday. You got a phone number. You got my email address. You have ways to reach me. I want to hear from you if you have questions or stuck. So make sure you get a hold of me by Friday morning. I may or may not be able to get to you if it's Friday afternoon or weekend. I may be gone. So it's critical you get to me by Friday morning. Start early on your assignments. And again, here they are, the deadlines in yellow. So it's very clear. And if you have questions, you need to reach out to me and let me know. I think that's it. I think you're going to love this class. There's a lot of stuff in forensics that it really lies beneath the surface that doesn't make a lot of sense until you learn about it. And you're hearing a lot of court cases in the news, and you're hearing terms and things like that this may shed some light on that. So I think you'll enjoy this class. So if you have questions, let me know, and we'll see you on the net. Welcome to class.